Hey, welcome to Living the Dream with MS. Unfortunately, I will not be on Facebook Live today because as I did a bunch of research and started working on it, I realized that half of the people that watch these videos watch them directly on YouTube and therefore wouldn't see it. So I'm working with YouTube to figure out the logistics of YouTube Live, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in a couple of weeks. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that I'd gotten a little bit of feedback on a long time ago. And it's comes off a little bit self-indulgent, but hopefully people will understand why I'm doing it. Back when MySpace was a thing, people would write notes, and they were always personal stories, that kind of stuff. And one of the notes I wrote that I'd gotten some feedback on, and people still bring up today, is a day in the life. Basically just talked about my day with MS. And so I'm going to go over that a little bit, not because there's any poor me or anything else, but because I do have people ask me about pain levels and other things that happen throughout the day. So here it is, and it's going to be boring in parts, but hopefully there'll be some information that's worthwhile for you. My alarm goes off at about 7:30 a.m., not about 7:30 a.m., it goes off at 7:30 a.m., and I am in pain when my eyes open. My legs are extremely stiff, and it takes me a good 5 or 10 minutes to be able to get out of bed and get going. Once I get out of bed, depending on the morning and who's doing what, I either wait or get in the shower. I get in the shower. That is the earliest part of my therapy, the hot shower. Of course, I got to be careful not too hot or my body starts kicking off symptoms, but that starts to ease things, relax things, and helps me get going. Get showered, shaved, everything else, whatever, get dressed. Getting dressed can take me, 10 minutes, as I've said before, because of the buttons and all the other issues. Then I head off to work. I'm still moving kind of slow. I'm still in pain. Hope if I don't have a headache, then it's just the legs at this point. I return emails, I return phone calls, and work until about noon, getting my day set up and going. Noontime to 2 is probably best for me physically. The stiffness is generally gone. The pain is at a dull roar in my legs, and if I have nothing else going on, I'm actually moving around pretty well. Generally, I head out to lunch, either home or meet some friends, have my lunch, then get back to work. Possibly meet clients, head out to appointments, that kind of stuff. And around 5 o'clock, I leave, except if I'm coaching something, which is 3 seasons out of the year. Then I have to, during football season, I head home and rest for a half an hour before I go out in the heat. During basketball season, practices actually start before the workday ends. So, like today, practice is at 3:30, so I'll have to leave here at about 3 o'clock just to get going and head there. So now my physical activity picks up and the pain starts to pick up again. This isn't the stiffness pain. This is the neuropathy pain. This is the pins and needles. This is the worst your foot has ever fallen asleep, pins and needles kinds of stuff. And that's starting to increase. So I finish up my practice and head home. Sit down and have dinner. And then, depending on the night, many nights I have to either go back out to work or go back out to a meeting. Those will generally be somewhere around 7 o'clock. 7 to 9, I'm at work or a meeting. And that's when the neuropathy really starts kicking in. My legs are getting weaker. That's where some real challenges start to kick in. But we work through them, we get through them. Get home. 9:30, sit in my favorite rocking chair in my bedroom, put on mindless television, whether it be WWE, Don't Judge, or reality television, Total Divas, Don't Judge, or sports. Could be hockey, could be football, could be baseball, could be basketball. I love them all. But that's how I relax, that's how I unwind. Of course, I've already missed stuff, helping kids with homework, going over stuff like that, all fits in at some point during that day. And unless I have a neuropathy headache and can't do it, then I do try to get some time in with them, as it's very important for me and them. sometime around 10:30 or 11 o'clock, I start to wind up the day. I will have whatever, a little something to eat, and then I will visit the magic plant. That is critical because the times that I'm unable to visit the magic plant, I am unable to sleep because the neuropathy in the legs is sky high at this point, and I need to be able to relax my body and my brain in order to get to sleep. So I do that, and I get into bed. I thank God for the day that I've had and hope with Him that the next day will be as good or better. That's it. That's my day. That's the ebbs and flows of my day. Hopefully that was a little interesting or helpful for those of you that have the disease and how you cope with it. Those of you who maybe wonder, is my pain a constant or do things work as a constant? Hopefully that was informative. I hope that everybody in the United States has a very happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful for this vehicle to share what I go through. I'm thankful for my family that helps me through it. And I am going to keep living the dream with MS.